Hi guys, just a quick look at some of these old Lyman tang sights, still popular today and used mostly on lever action rifles. This is the very first sight that Mr. William Lyman designed in 1878, and it proved very popular with shooters, and it was specifically designed for Winchester model 1873. It is known as number 1 combination tang sight, first variation. It had a fat base and a leaf spring at the bottom to hold the elevation upright. It had a side thumb screw and a fold down smaller aperture sight. Fine knurling on the elevation barrel or thimble, and it's still very desirable today. After a few modifications in 1884, Lyman introduced the second tang sight, which was known as number 1 combination tang sight, second variation. And if we look, we will see that the base was now a lot thinner. They've designed a new spring, a sort of loop spring to hold the elevation upright, and the fold down aperture sight was retained as well. Early sights of this model still retain the fine knurling on the elevation barrel, whereas the later production we noticed a much coarser knurling in texture. The third model was introduced in 1894, and it was known as a number 2 combination tang sight, first variation. And it was the only difference between the new sight and the previous one was that they replaced the fold-in small aperture style with a removable aperture disc. And the knurling on these ones is always much coarser than on the previous models. Next came the number 1A combination tang sight, third variation, which was introduced in 1905. When we compare this model to the previous ones, we notice that the folding down smaller aperture made a comeback. And the other difference that we see, it's the addition of the locking lever on the left-hand side of the pivot, which locked the elevation part once upright. And that's what the A suffix indicates, it's just the addition of this locking mechanism on the left-hand side of the pivot. The same year, in 1905, number 2A combination tang sight, second variation came about, which was essentially the same sight as the previous one, only now they removed the folding down aperture and which is replaced with the aperture disc, removable aperture disc. Most of these sights, apart from the very early ones, had the application code stamped on the underside of the base, indicating the rifle that they were designed for. And they proved very popular with the shooters, and they were offered for sale until 1955, but they were no longer being produced. Lyman also designed and offered a few different windage adjustable tang sights, but we will only mention one of them here, which was model 103 wind gauge adjustable, and it was one of the most beautiful and most successful sights that they offered in 1916, and it was last time listed on their catalogue for sale in 1943. Absolutely beautiful sight. Thanks a lot for watching.